Mhm.
Hi Mina, how are you?
Hello, Paul. Fine, thank you.
Let's talk about our families, shall we? I think there are plenty of interesting facts we can tell one another.
Yes, you're right. Okay, let's discuss our ancestors and families.
Okay, let's talk about our family's origin first. My father and his ancestors come from Arzamas. They were all born there and most of them stayed in this place. However, my mother and her ancestors come from a small village in Siberia. To be honest, I don't even remember its name. Most of my relatives are Russian, but a few were born abroad. And what about yours?
Well, my father comes from Lukayanov. His ancestors lived there. Speaking about my mother's ancestors, they were born in Kulubaki. Kulubaki is a small town. Frankly speaking, I don't have relatives abroad. They are all from Russia, but I'd like to have them there.
Oh, don't worry about that. You know, with globalization, we all will have relatives in foreign countries quite soon. So I would like to say a few words about my relatives' professions. Most of them graduated at university. All men on my father's side are engineers. My father, my grandfather, and my uncle work in the same factory. However, there is an interesting story related to my father. The first profession he chose was an elementary school teacher. Honestly, he didn't even know why he did that. He really hated that university and dropped out of it 2 months later. Most people on my mother's side are architects, but my mother is a lawyer. And what about your relatives?
Oh, it's interesting to know that there are a lot of engineers in your family. It's a good profession. My father is a military man. He also studied to be a doctor, but he didn't want to be a doctor. My granny is a nurse. She wanted to be a history teacher. My grandfather is a construction worker. My aunt is a bookkeeper. What about relationships in your family?
Oh, you've got a really rich background. As for the relationships in my family, most of us go on quite well. Everyone always tries to be helpful and a real tower of strength with their nearest and dearest. However, some of my relatives don't go along. My uncle and his son really argue a lot, and my cousin is even going to rent a flat and start living his own. It's a pity that he fell out with his father. Plus, his relationships with his parents are not as close as mine. And what about your relationships? Are they close or not very good?
My relationships are close. I'm a family person. As far as I remember, my family's opinion and my opinion were quite the same. We always try to think and decide everything in advance. If we have some disagreements, we will resolve them quickly and calmly. We go on well with each other.
Oh, that's really nice. I'm really glad to hear that. It's very important to be close to your family. I would also like to find out about your family traditions. Do you have any special ones?
Yes, I do. Every summer we go fishing and visit Murom. We like to spend our time there. There is a park with attractions there. My brother enjoys enjoys playing football there. As a rule, he usually looks so cute. What about you?
In summer, my parents and I usually go to the Black Sea. We just swim there and have a nice time. Also, my relatives often get together at my grandparents and talk about their recent events and experiences. I've heard lots of interesting things during these meetings. I think it's a very nice tradition. It makes us closer and more intimate. And the last thing I would like to find out is whether there is a likeness between your relatives in character or appearance. Will you tell me a few words about that?
Yes, of course. I'm the spitting image of my mother. I am very close to her because we have a lot in common. My mother has got a short dark hair while I have a long dark hair. My mother's eyes are the same color as mine. They are hazel. Besides, my mother is kind, hardworking, and persistent like me. It's interesting to know about your likeness between your relatives in character or appearance.
Well, I look just like my grandfather. We had the same features. I think I take after him. He was really curious, he was interested in everything, and usually spent plenty of time reading various books and watching documentaries. As for his character, he was kind, helpful, and he always stood by me through thick and thin. So it was very interesting to find out more about your family, Amina. I'm sorry, but I've got to go now. See you soon.
Bye bye.